What's up everyone on YouTube? InDriver KG, and today we're going to go over changing the brake pads on your 2022-2023 Elantra N, your Kona N, or your Veloster N for the front. Let's get into it. Alright, just something I wanted to talk about too. The jack point, it's this right here, this little point right here. That's your jack point, so you just want to make sure that you have the lip of the jack right onto that jack point that's right under there, just in case any of you guys don't know. All right, so for this job you're gonna need some definitely get some gloves. You're gonna want a 3/8 or half of 14. You're gonna need for the two back caliber brackets. You're gonna want either a C-clamp or one of these little tools that I got from Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. You're gonna need your brakes. These are the brakes that you need. Remember that sizing. These brakes are from a 2019-2021 Performance Pack Veloster N. So it's the same brakes. Those are the ones that you're gonna want. You need a flathead just in case. You wanna get these lug nuts off. Alright, so the reason why I only loosen them up with that and take them off, just in case your threads are damaged, this doesn't put any stress on them. So this is just a little something I do because I know some of these Hyundai threads could be damaged due to the lug nuts that you have. So you want to keep them on. Right, next, you just want to get these back two 14s off. Let's see. Shouldn't be on too tight. All right, get the next one off. That one's down here. Easy peasy. All right, make sure you don't lose these two. Let's get this thing off. Set this to the side, but just be careful you don't want to pinch this line up here. And let's try and get these off. Just be careful. That one off. It's pretty low, pretty damn low. All right, we had to wait because the first time we got the wrong brakes. We ordered them and they sent us one for a non-performance, which was a totally different part number from the one on the website. So they actually got the correct ones to us 2 days later. So again, you know, you just want to make sure it's the exact same shape, in which they are. Always want to make sure of that. So, right, so you know which one is the back one that belongs on this back side because of this little clip piece right here. So you want to take off the little clip that's on here, place it on the new one, and then place it back. This one. Nice. There we go. Put that one on. Now you want to take your other one. Head over here. Just select your spot. There you go. right? Once that's in there, open up your pack. Get your new clips out. You want to make sure you put these clips back. Just like that. It's a little tricky, not hard. Let's put this back. All right. So with this, what you're gonna have to do, this is what you use your seat clamp for, or this little thing. So you want to place this here, and then what we're going to do. So what you want to do before we start pushing the caliper back, you want to take the brake. This is for the brakes, right? Make sure dot 4. You just want to open it up. So once you open that up, then you want to come back here. So this is where we have this little piece right here. Amazon, you just want to push that caliper, push the piston back in. So this is pretty simple. You see it going back? This is going back into there, so it could fit over these new brakes that you have installed here. So this takes no time. Once you use this to push the piston all the way back, you should be able to go right back over your new brakes without a problem. Install these. Push these little parts back. Make sure it goes over both. Make sure everything's seated properly. This is where you want to take your 214s. You want to get them started. I'm going to get your second 14, start it back up in there. Now, I'm not sure what the exact foot-pounds this is supposed to be torqued to, but when I got the stock ones off, they were around, I would say, about 20 foot-pounds, I would say, but you just want to get them not too tight. You don't want to over torque these, because if you do, that's going to be a bad day. So just make sure around the same of what they were. You know? See, that one's nice, snug. There you go. So now these are done. If your brake caliper is dirty, we're going to take this time and just clean them up a little bit. We're going to use some cleaner that we have here. So I'll show you about that later. Right, you just want to check everything. Now that this is clean for the most part, you can start to put the wheel back on. And the reason why we took the brake cap off is when you push the piston back that's inside the caliper, it's going to basically push a lot of pressure up into your system. If you have it closed, it could possibly get air bubbles, but if you take the cap off, it's just a little trick that all the mechanics do, basically to help it release those little bubbles if it builds up that way. So that's what you want to do before you just go on and torque these things down. You want to hand tighten them, because a lot of the times, if you just go ahead and place the gun on it or start torquing it down right away, you can start to damage the threads, because what's going to happen, the wheel is going to sit kind of weird on the hub, on the whole hub, and basically this will go down, but some of your wheel is sitting on that particular bolt, and then the other ones get a little all messed out of proportion. So what you want to do is just by hand a little bit. If you got to lift the wheel up a little bit just to take the tension off of all of them, make sure most of them are seated correctly before you start tightening. So you see how I have to turn the wheel, or turn the whole wheel just a little bit to make sure they all go down. And then you want to tighten it. This is some of the best wheel cleaner I've ever used. It's called Suds Lab. Really good stuff. It's $15 at Walmart. Worth every penny. These wheels were super dirty, as you can tell, but just look at that difference. You don't have to let it sit for long. I let it sit for like 5 seconds, but it dries pretty quickly. Look at that. Look at that difference. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just took a chance on these, but these are great. Now for this side, lug nuts again. Get these off. We got enough space to see. They're not on tight at all. Like I said, I would say about 20 foot-pounds of that. It's the first one. You want to break the second one down. Clips. Get these brakes off. Like I said, try not to angle get the bottom out. There we go. More brakes. Again. On there. Actually, you want to start from the top because this little clip right here, this is like a little stopper, and then the bottom one is actually made to go in. So push that in. Now you got a nice snug fit. So what you want to do, just want to keep ratcheting this little thing until you have nice and snug. Now it's snug. So now we're going to start pushing that caliper back, that piston. All right, putting the clips on. This is the piece off the old one. So we just want to sit it on to the new one. Make sure it's actually on there. And now we're going to go to put the actual caliper on. Put your 214s back on. So now, like I said, not that tight from the factory, so we're just going to repeat the same thing. Clean up this brake a little bit. It is dirty. So now you're done, and now you want to keep your brake reservoir open, and what we're going to do, we're going to load the car, and we're going to go in here and pump the brakes a few times to get any like air circulate out of the system, and then it should be good to go. So what you want to do, once you got the car started, you want to pump the brakes until they're a little hard. As you can see, these are already hard. They're already good, back to where they were. So we barely got any air in the system. But as you do this, it's going to force any air out of the system, any loss of pressure. So as a test, so now we're just going to go ahead and get the brakes pumped a few times. want to stop a bit. And they feel good. You hear my jack going around. So basically, that's all there is to it. These are pretty easy brakes to install. Just make sure you do get the right part. If you have a Hyundai Elantra, if you have a Hyundai Kona, or you have the Veloster with the performance pack, remember, they all use the same ones. You want the Veloster performance pack brakes, and it will specify with the red logo. It's going to say with the red N logo. So just keep that in mind when you're purchasing your brakes. I purchased these off of Amazon. I needed them quick, so I got these in one day, and there was an error, but took care of it, and that's all there is to it. So until next time, I will see you guys later. And one more time before I leave you, this is what the brakes look like. Just make sure you get the correct ones.